Hi everybody, welcome to DayZ and welcome to a little video about a little project I was working on, and that is bringing BMPs to DayZ Chernarus that have loot spawning around them. So the files I'm going to show you in this video will work for PC, PlayStation and Xbox, and what they do is they spawn in a couple of different versions of the BMP. There's this one, that burnt out version, then there's another version in a few locations around the map, and around these items, around these BMPs, you will find military items and some other sort of items as well, because I always felt that it was a little bit odd that they didn't spawn with items around them. Now this doesn't spawn items around the vanilla BMPs that are on the map. Just these new ones. Also, these are static locations. So think of this BMP, it behaves in exactly the way that a military tent does. So it's always there, and it will always be spawning items around it. Those items will change just as they would in a military tent, but it will always be there. This isn't like a helicopter event that kind of winks in and out of existence. So where are these BMPs, I hear you shouting. Right, so what I've done, I got the idea, well, I've always had the idea in the back of my head about bringing BMPs in with loot, but I was going up the west coast of Chernarus, and it's probably my favourite part of the map, this west coast route up here. Really, really cool routes, beautiful bits of the map. And I thought, wouldn't it be nice to have some little surprises that you come across? In fact, I was playing on the Crucible server, and what Too High's done on his server is he's got some C-130 crashes. I thought, what a great idea. So that's where the BMPs are. So the idea is if your survivors decide to take this route up towards the northwest part of Chernarus, they may well come across there. And then there's some across the top and a few down by the east coast. Let me show you. So that's kind of a bit more of a close-up where you can see where they are. There's another close-up, and so this is the other version of the BMP. See, it's not quite as burnt out. It's still got the turret on the top of it, and you can see the sort of military stuff that spawns around it. That's one that spawns down near the southwest, and that's the one we were just looking at. I'm just using a mod here just so that you can see the different places. So how do you put these on your server? Well, you want to go over to my Github repository, and I'll put a link to this in the description below this video. And in this GitHub repository there is the files and instructions and some photos showing you where the BMPs are and how to install it. Now the critical file is the readme.txt, so if you want to get all these files, you just click on the green code button, download the zip, extract it to your local PC and just read the readme. And the readme is a step-by-step instruction set that shows you exactly what to do. Basically it includes a lost BMPs.json, so that is the custom object spawner file that you're going to upload to the custom folder, and then there's some XML snippets that are located within the readme, here we go, down here, that you add to your map group proto and your map group pos that make the loot spawn in the correct place as well. So all you need to do is go through the readme line by line, and if you're familiar with spawning in custom JSONs, it'll be really easy, and if you're familiar with editing the map group pos and the map group proto, it will all make sense. I have also included Lost Battalions BMPs.DZE, so if you've got access to DayZ on PC and that you've had a play around with the DayZ editor mod by Inclement Dab, then you can import that, you can open that file in DayZ editor, and you can put some more BMPs if you want. Just bear in mind that if you do that, you'll then need to extract a new lostbmps.json, and you'll also need to extract things like a new map group pos file as well. So anyway, so you can play around with that to your heart's content if you're a bit more of an advanced user. What I will say is that when you read through this and you see how it works, there is quite a lot of loot that spawns with them. Basically, the way that the map group proto file works is that it tells the game where around the object it should spawn loot in, and in order to create this I just copy the one from the helicopter crashes. So it's the same stuff that would spawn a helicopter crash. Not dynamic event loot though, because this is not a dynamic event loot, so you won't get FALs, LARs spawning in, that sort of stuff, but you will get military stuff. So you may well want to, if you find too much stuff is spawning, you may want to reduce the loot max here as well, and maybe reduce some of the spawn points as well. But that's something, you know, for more advanced users to use. So there we go. Just remember, this works on PlayStation, works on Xbox, and works on PC. When we have an update, so when we go to 1.19, when I'm recording this video, you will have to kind of re-edit and re-import the map group proto and the map group pos XML snippets to make it work again. But it's all pretty simple stuff. And I hope you find this interesting and worthwhile. So there we go. That's enough from me. If you've enjoyed the video, hit like. If you want to see more of the same, press subscribe, and I will of course see you again soon.